During my term as president of ACOG, I had three main objectives. One was to do something for our patients, one to do something for our specialty, and one to do something for ACOG. Patients, I wanted to address population health issues. We take care of many, many women from very early age, before they've developed a lot of medical problems, before they've smoked for 20 or 30 years, and before they've gained those 30 or 40 pounds that we all tend to put on over the course of many, many years. So it occurred to me that we should be the people who are intervening early and get people to not smoke or to stop smoking early, to get people to not gain weight or to lose that weight sooner. I think the chief cause of burnout is multiple, but I think we certainly have government and insurance regulations. We have electronic medical records. Just the burden, economic burden and time burden they put on human practice. The way we can tackle burnout, I think, is to do essentially a root cause analysis. Survey our members, figure out who's really burned out and who's not as burned out. People who are not as burned out, what are they doing differently? You know, is it a practice model that they have, different way of practicing that they have, other tools that they're using, and how can we remodel, re-engineer our practices to provide some of the relief that's needed. The theme of the conference is take charge of healthcare. And what we're saying is don't opt out. You know, get involved with advocacy, get involved in leadership, whether it's in your hospital, whether it's in your medical group, whether it's at your state capitol or here at the national capitol. Don't let other people make the decisions for you. Step up to the plate and take charge of what's happening in your life and in your practice. ACOG 2020 is our deep dive review of our strategic plan. Periodically, every organization should look at itself and look at its strategic planning. And this time, we've taken the deepest dive ever into saying everything is on the table, starting from scratch. How should ACOG look in 2020? And what changes do we need to make to stay relevant to our members and to remain the premier specialty society for women's health. 32 years in practice, women's health is still, I think, the best thing that I could ever do and the best thing that people can do because it so affects not only the women but future generations of healthcare. And I think that I have never regretted going into women's health, and I owe it so much, certainly from what I've enjoyed these past 32 years. And ACOG, a lot of this would not have been possible without ACOG doing what it does for our members, and not only for our members, but for our patients, because by helping our members stay in practice and practice correctly, we're helping all the millions of women in this country that see OBGYNs for their health care. And it's just been an honor and a pleasure to be the president of ACOG. I've met people all around the world actually because of this. And one thing I've learned is no matter where you are, some of the problems are the same and sometimes some of the solutions are the same. But people are people wherever you are.